Drew from Frisco Tennis Stringing. Today we are going to talk about 4 simple ways to prevent tennis string from breaking. Those of us who play tennis know it's part of the game, and there's really no foolproof way to make sure you never break tennis strings, but these are just 4 very simple ways or very simple methods you can do to make sure you don't break strings quite as often. Keep in mind each one of these will affect playability in some certain way. There's no simple way to change your string bed and not change the game, but all of these will be in some part helpful to prevent tennis strings from breaking. One thing you can do to prevent tennis strings from breaking very often is to lower the tension on your tennis strings. Just like a rubber band that's stretched a lot, it's more likely to break. Tennis strings are the same way. If you lower the tension on them, they're less likely to break. So if you string at 56 pounds, maybe lower it to 52 or 51 and see if that'll help. Again, it'll affect the playability. You'll probably a little bit more power, less control, but that is a good way to prevent strings from breaking if that's something you're open to. The second way to prevent strings from breaking is to try a thicker gauge. This one's pretty straightforward. So if you usually use a 17 gauge string or a 16L gauge string, go down to a 16 gauge. From a 17 to a 16, that can be up to 0.1 millimeters in diameter more, which that can certainly add up. Try a thicker gauge to see if that'll help. It'll affect the playability a little bit, but try a thicker gauge and that can definitely help. A third way to prevent tennis strings from breaking very often is try polyester string if you don't already do. Polyester is a very durable material. It's become very popular on the Pro Tour. It's a very durable string and it can be stiff, so if it's too stiff, try a hybrid. This is actually really popular on the Pro Tour as well. A hybrid string, one of your strings, whether the main or the cross, is going to be a gut or a nylon string, and the other string will be a copoly or polyester string. So it's going to be a more sturdy string bed, but it's going to be less likely to break strings than a nylon or a gut string. So try a polyester string. RPM Blast is a popular one, but try a polyester string or a set of strings and to see if that helps. It'll definitely affect the playability. It's going to be a much sturdier string bed than a multi-filament or a gut or other nylon material, but polyester is much less likely to break, so give that a shot as well. Fourth and final simple way to prevent strings from breaking are string savers. These are popular, I know, amongst a lot of players. I don't use them, but I actually know some guys who do. Some guys who use natural gut strings don't like paying for natural gut when it breaks because it's an expensive and delicate string, but it's a great string. So these are just little accessories that you can put in between the main and the cross strings. They will reduce notching and definitely prolong the life of the string. But make sure you hit with them to make sure it doesn't affect your playability too much. I've gotten mixed reviews from people who've played with them. I've played with them before. I actually didn't like the way it felt too much, but I know a lot of guys that use them. I've seen Federer use them. They're perfectly legal, but these are definitely a way to prolong string life by using these string savers that you can attach. It comes with the tool, and basically it's pretty straightforward how you can clip those on, and it's definitely a good way to prevent strings from breaking. This has been Drew from Frisco Tennis Stringing with 4 simple ways to prevent tennis strings from breaking. Breaking tennis strings is part of the game. There's no sure thing you can do to prevent tennis strings from breaking. It is, like I said, part of the game, but these 4 simple methods are ways we can definitely help prolong our tennis strings.